Basketball isn't easy.
Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live in Atlanta, Georgia at the Phillips Arena. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. And, guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from John Stockton?
Stockton was an absolute warrior on the court. He was so calm and in control with how he ran the team, and he never showed much emotion. But he would get after you defensively, and he had an incredible will to win.
Yeah, he could pass, he was tough, he was smart. Stockton knew when and where every player he played with liked to get the ball, and he'd find them in those spots. And you think about his ability to defend.
Here's Goodrich. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Mavericks in Dallas. The Cobra lays it up and banks it in. And I didn't get to watch the entire press conference, but read about it earlier today. What did you guys think, Steve, especially about how he was dealing with the media?
Well, this was just incredible, Kevin, the press conference. I mean, have you ever heard anybody talk about planning their Hall of Fame speech one day? I mean, he's throwing out multiple MVPs, All-Star games, rings, everything. The arrogance just off the charts. And now he's got to back it up. But I guess when you're like him, you just throw stuff out there and you don't really care what anybody thinks. And maybe he's just trying to shock people. But I was thoroughly disgusted, to be honest with you.
You know, Steve, I was too. You know, enough said. Goodrich's screen on Hansbrough. No good from Brand.
A lot of high hopes for Elton Brand to revive his dominant ways with the move to Dallas, but he sunk further away from what he once was. And hey, this is what happens. You get older, your play starts to suffer a little bit.
Here's the Cobra. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. As you said, with Brand, at career lows across the board, and his statistics largely due to the lack of minutes he played. But that was in part, I think, of how inefficient he was at times too, Clark.
And I think Brand will still be able to contribute to a team, but I think it'll be as a role player, and I agree with Steve on that. Certainly, I don't think we'll see him do 20 and 10 as he was. He was a 20-10 guy for a long time earlier in his career.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I had a chance to talk with head coach Mike Budenholzer. This is the first game of the season against one of the more seasoned defensive teams in the league, and he said, we've got to be patient offensively and not just settle for the shots they'll allow. It's all about making the simple pass, the extra pass, and moving off the ball. Basketball 101, guys. Back to you.
Okay, Doris, thanks. It's almost like a crucial aspect to enabling your offense. You first have to get around the stifling defense, don't you?
Yeah, and I think the key, Kevin, is being the aggressor right from the outset of this game.
That means being in attack mode and not passing up any good shots that you get early.
But the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
The Hawks trail by 6. Stockton passes to the Cobra. Millsap, Hansbrough defending, and the shot is good.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Last outing for Toronto, unsuccessful. It was a loss to the Boston Celtics.
And Kevin, they put so much effort into the final few minutes of regulation in that game that they were pretty burned out in the overtime period.
Yeah, that's an excellent call by you, Steve. I thought there was a little bit of a letdown for them in OT.
Raptors have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight. Patrick Ewing's checked in for Tyler Hansbrough. Free throw good, Jordan.
You know, it appeared to be another season where the Raptors would be near the bottom of the league, but while the terms rock bottom and embarrassing floated around, they made some moves and were able to go on a run to climb towards the middle of the pack.
Back to Stockton. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Outside Millsap. Shot clock at 6. Launches a 3. Gets it to go. Millsap's got 5 now. 7 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's the closer, and it's blocked. The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. It's the Raptors up by 4. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
Want to be a part of the action? Then come out to a Hawks game and catch all the excitement live. Multi-game packages still available to see the Cobra, one of the best in the league. Come out and welcome our sensational new rookie.
And Raptors leading by 10. So the Raptors 5 right now. The closer is out there with West. Then there's Gray. Then it's Terrence Ross. And it's Hansbrough in at the power forward. Pass to Ross. Three-pointer. Rebound Atlanta. Mutombo's got rebound number 5 here tonight. This game against Toronto here, it's their first look at the Raptors.
Well, these teams were very similar in a lot of ways last year, especially in the standings. But they were able to take the season series from them.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Boy, he is a strong finisher on the fast break.
Yeah, he sure is. He remains in total control, even at full speed. I love that about him.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. There's the pass to the Cobra. There's the feed to Korver. He kicks it to Goodrich. 6 to shoot. Unloads. Can't get it to go. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. Yeah, they were two pretty decent teams last season. Clark, as Steve just made mention of, their regular season matchups were interesting.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, but they had an advantage in just a few critical areas that gave them the upper hand. They did a good job of winning the majority of those games.
4 on the clock. Here's West. Atlanta with the rebound. Horford's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Well, they've got the Lakers ahead of them after this game, and the next game it'll be played in Los Angeles. It's game 1 of a 3-game road trip.
I'm really looking forward to see how the Lakers fare in that one. And, you know, one of the things you got to love about him is how he triggers that fast break. You know, the instant he gets the ball in his hands, he's looking to make the outlet pass and always seems to put it on the money.
And I also really like his skill as a low-post passer, guys. He sees the whole court and doesn't hesitate to pass up his own shot if he can get the ball to a teammate for a better look.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Mutombo is checked in for Gray. Ewing comes in for Tyler Hansbrough. And Michael Jordan subbed in for Terrence Ross. Mutombo dishes to Jordan. That's good. Jordan's got 11 points.
And it's nice to see Raptors coach Dwayne Casey getting another chance at being a head coach. A lot of people felt he got a bum rap back in Minnesota in 2007. He had that team overachieving at 500 when he was let go. So I'm glad he's gotten a second chance and he's making the most of it.
And the Hawks making a change here. Cunningham's checked in. On defense, the Raptors. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Brand with it. Patrick Ewing covering. Just 5 on the clock. Here's the screen. The 19-foot shot. And the jumper is on the mark. Brand's got his second bucket of the night. And you go back to that Timberwolves team at 500. Casey was let go. And then, Steve, they went 12 and 30 after he was gone.
Yeah, they struggled with his departure, and a lot of the players actually were sad to see him go. So, that's sometimes the case in the NBA. Coaches get blamed for everything, fairly or not. And in Casey's case, I respect the fact that he got back to work, did a great job in Dallas as an assistant, and is now the head man in Toronto trying to get this team turned around.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Cunningham passes to the Cobra. Cunningham off the pick from Brand. Here is Cunningham. Steps back and fires. And that one hits back iron. Here's the closer. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And so that brings the first half to a close.
Now, presented by Sprint. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment.
The Hawks last season weren't really a bad offensive team, but they did have one of the more memorable offensive nights, and not for anything positive. In a January game against the tough Bulls team, the Hawks only scored 58 points over the course of the entire game.
The Cobra, he's in at the point. Elton Brand is out there with Paul Millsap. Then it's Goodrich, and it's Horford in at the 5. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, for the Atlanta Hawks this summer, they lost Josh Smith, but picked up a terrific signing in Paul Millsap. His contract cost them about $5 million less per year than Smith's does. And alongside Al Horford, they've got one of the best shooting front courts in the league. Guys, Millsap had the second best plus-minus in the league 2 seasons ago. He can really help this team.
A steady vet. Thank you, Doris.
Yeah, one of the savviest players you'll see, no doubt. And
now they decide to foul intentionally. As you said, the Hawks had one of the worst offensive nights, Clark, in the NBA, but overall, we're a solid offensive team right around the middle of the league. Steve just goes to show what can happen when a team goes cold.
yeah, when you don't have that one guy who you can always lean on to score, there are going to be some nights where everything just misses. And I think that was the case that game against Chicago. It was kind of bizarre, but hey, over the course of 82 games, it's going to happen.
He's off on the second.
I don't get caught up in whether Horford is a power forward or center. All I know is he can ball, and his skill set allows him to be productive and consistent.
The Cobra passes to Horford. Out of bounds, Hawks ball as Atlanta keeps possession. Here is the 2K leaderboard with last season's top passing teams. The Hawks second.
Yeah, wonderful passing team, and it was the kind of basketball that fans love to watch. Very unselfish.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way. And Horford, a great combination of skill, Steve, and toughness.
Kevin, he's one of my favorite players in the league. Just such a high skill level, but tough. He rebounds, he defends well. He can guard either the power forward or center position. And a winner. Remember, he won 2 NCAA championships in Florida.
And West backs in. 17-foot shot on the way. Gets it to go. West has got 4 this quarter.
He played with so much drive. You know, Jerry West seemed to live and die with every win and loss, and that fire drove him to become an incredible player.
And really, Steve, there was nothing he couldn't do on the basketball court. A fearsome scorer and defender. And they called him Mr. Clutch for a reason. Legendary performances in the playoffs throughout his Hall of Fame career.
Ainge kicks it to West. Lets a floater go. Puts up the baby hook. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
Well, Kevin, we've got a moment now to look back to last year's Atlanta Hawks. 2nd in assists, 7th in field goal percentage, and they were top 10 in three-point shooting. That's a huge part of their offensive attack.
And the key really to that club, in my mind, was the offensive unselfishness. This was a team, as you mentioned, Clark, that finished in the top 5 in assists per game. So it was the fact that they really shared the ball. They had good ball movement and a good plan of attack all season long. He had a whole lot of space to get that shot.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
Ainge dishes to West. It's picked off. Here's the Cobra. Lays it in off the breakaway. Now it's just a 3-point Raptor lead.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting pounded in there. The defense not offering much resistance. They've got to force the ball back out to the perimeter.
Ainge kicks to Ewing. He's against Brand. West outside from past the arc. It's rebounded by Paul Millsap.
Almost surprised that he had that much room to work with.
You know, it wasn't a surprise that the Raptors struggled on the road. Most young teams do. They were 13 and 28 as a visiting team. They did end the year looking a lot more dangerous on the road than they started, though.
Brand, terrific design on the pick one. He lays it in. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. Ainge against Goodrich. Ainge kicks to Jordan. The Raptors making a switch here, and so it's the Hawks who come out on top. Well, they don't get much more exciting than that, Clark.
They sure don't. And when it was gut check time, this team kept their composure, kept their emotions in check, and got it done.
And that'll wrap it up for Clark Kenwell, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan, and thanks for tuning in.
The team really had to earn that win tonight. How did it feel there at the end with the outcome still in question?
It was a tight game there at the end, man, that's for sure. These are the kind of situations you prepare for, though, and it's a testament to this team that we were able to pull out the W. Not every win is going to come easy, and this was just one of those that, you have to work a little harder for. No harm in that. This is the kind of game that can really make a difference come playoff time.